Hey, you guys. So, it is Thursday. My children are at school, so it's nice and quiet in here. And I wanted to start a series about cancer because I felt like that is really important to share because I just hearing far too often about more and more people being diagnosed with cancers, breast cancers, and ovarian cancer, and lung cancer, and all different kinds of melanoma. And so I just felt like this would be a really great time to break down all the different phases of cancer and give you guys some tips about what are great things to add to your lifestyle and really important things to remove from your lifestyle. So, this is going to be part one of my cancer series. And if you have anyone who has been recently diagnosed with any kind of cancer, particularly breast cancer, just because that's the one that I went through, please share this with them because I really, truly want to be a resource. I have been committing myself to helping others, anyone who has been diagnosed with cancer, to not ever face their diagnosis alone or their battle alone, because there are definitely moments I felt really lonely, and I just don't want anyone to ever feel that way because I think it's really important to have a tribe, and it's really hard for people to understand what you're going through when they've never been through something like this, and so I want to be there for those people. So please share this with them, and you can also share my blog where I have started the moment I was diagnosed. It's bestillandsmile.com, and my Instagram is bestillandsmile. I love posting all kinds of information and tips to just help people because that's what I'm all about. So when I was first diagnosed, I think the first thing that I found helpful was taking a deep breath. You're going to feel very overwhelmed. You're going to feel panicked. You're probably going to feel scared. You may even feel numb or denial. It is going to be a whirlwind. You are going to be slambasted with a ton of medical jargon and information, and people are going to be very pushy about making decisions and getting you into treatment, and it is just going to be a lot. So I think the first thing I did when I was diagnosed was I think we went on a little mini trip because I just couldn't just be around regular life. And so we're in Austin, so we went to Fredericksburg for 2 nights with my little family. My oldest was 3, my youngest was 1, and my husband and I. And so we went there and we just tried to be together as a family. We had no idea what we were going to face. We had no idea what it was going to be like. So we just needed a couple days to just digress. So I recommend that. I also recommend finding a resource center. I searched everywhere and finally found the Breast Cancer Resource Center. I know they're pretty unique and not every city has one, and they do. But if you can find some kind of a cancer resource center or that can help you financially, emotionally, I had a patient navigator, highly recommend that. I recommend finding someone, whether that's your husband, your mom, a best friend, a cousin, a neighbor, to help be there. It is very hard and you need a village. You need someone to go with you to your appointments to help take notes, maybe even record the conversation. There's going to be a lot of information and it's really hard for it to digest, especially when you're just trying to even accept the fact that you have cancer. Genetic testing, you want to talk about genetic testing and see if that's something you need to do. Highly recommend it, especially if you have kids, because if it's something that's popping up in your family, you want to make sure you're protecting your kids. I recommend making an appointment with a nutritionist as soon as possible. I highly believe that no one should face cancer just with the Western medicine. I think Western medicine is very important and should be followed. I followed all the protocols for breast cancer for my stage 3C diagnosis, but I immediately went to a nutritionist and did everything on the Eastern medicine side as well. I feel like the two need to be married, and I think our country needs to do a better job about that in the medical industry and healthcare industry, but I highly recommend that. If you're in Austin, I highly recommend Dr. Lubnitz. He is incredible, and he was touched by breast cancer. His mom had it, and so he is just a really, really incredible wealth of information, and he's obviously passionate about it because he's been touched by it in his family, and so he does a really good job of breaking down where you need to be and what you need to do along the way. So I went to him for every single phase, and so in the first phase, the first thing he told me to do is you need to be on anti-inflammatory diet. And so I wrote down a few things that will be helpful for you guys. The first thing is really try to cut out your sugar. Sugar loves cancer. Cancer loves sugar. And so you really want to cut that off because you don't want any more spreading. You just don't want your cells having any giving. You don't want to give cancer any more than it already has. So you want to cut out sugar in every way that you can. You want to try to cut out soy. That doesn't, especially if it's breast cancer related, ovarian cancer. It just messes with estrogen, it messes with hormones. Cutting out those fried foods, cutting out processed foods. It's a great time to go gluten-free. Gluten really messes with our bodies as far as inflammation goes. White pasta, white bread, excess alcohol. Alcohol can break down into sugar. Again, our body doesn't, cancer loves sugar, so we don't want that. And too many carbs. So those are things you can just try to cut out immediately. I don't know how you all feel, but whenever I was diagnosed, I wanted to do whatever I could to make me feel like I could try to grasp what was happening to me. And I felt so out of control that by controlling what was going in my body and on my body and what I surrounded myself with helped me with that control issue. So going on that anti-inflammatory diet really helped me mentally and emotionally deal with my diagnosis. Things you want to add into your diet would be antioxidants. I have a perfect recommendation for that because it's just super easy. Because to get the amount of antioxidants you would need, it just is a lot. It's eating a lot of different things. And so I take this Ninja Red. I take an ounce every day, and that is just jam-packed full of antioxidants. It's like the equivalent of like 8 cups of blueberries and 12 stalks of broccoli and 12 onions. And so it just makes it really easy and cost effective, and it tastes delicious, and it helps help my entire body stay healthy going through all that and after. But yes, spinach is great. Black grapes are great. Blueberries are great. Green tea, salmon, turmeric. I also take a vitamin that I think is really awesome too, is Master Formula. It has turmeric in here along with chelated minerals that help take out those free radicals, and your vitamins A, E, K, and D, and B. This is awesome. Avocados are awesome to add into your diet. Red wine, just not too much, because earlier I just said not too much excess. So red wine is good in moderation. And let's see, what else did I write down? Ask lots and lots of questions. Again, these doctors, they're caught up in their medical world, and so they forget sometimes they're talking to humans and that we have no idea. We've never been around this or heard anything about cancer terms or anything. Just make them break it down for you. Say, I need you to explain this further. Don't ever leave a doctor's office feeling like you have no idea what they just said and you didn't get your questions answered. Try to write them down before or voice them to your person that can help you so that they can ask them. I also recommend starting a fundraising page immediately. Don't ever feel guilty about that. People want to help and they want to give. And I'm sure you have a village wherever you are, and you got to ask for help. I really liked mylifeline.org. That helps fundraise through PayPal, which is nice because they don't take any money out like GoFundMe does. Go straight into your PayPal account. And then it also creates a calendar, a care calendar, where you can go in and you can start requesting help. Please ask for help. Don't try to do this all on your own. And one of the other things I've learned is that it is really hard on caregivers. My husband, it was really hard for him, and my mom. Both of them are still trying to breathe after all of that because they had so much on their plate. So don't put it all on them either. People want to help. People want to come over and do your laundry. People want to come over and bring meals. People want to help take care of your kids and clean your house. They do. You just have to make sure to ask for it. We also created a Facebook page for me, and that was really nice because I was able to give everyone updates of wherever we were in our treatment, and people could pray for me, and people could send encouragement, and people could let me know if they wanted to help or whatever, and that was a really nice way to give all the information. I would be prepared for this is a long haul. This is a year for sure of your life where you're going to have to pretty much focus on your health and doing the very best that you can to make sure that you are healthy. And then it's a life thing. You gotta think of it like there's no time now than to invest into your health. And so this is the time to ditch and switch and get all those terrible products out of the homes. It was like the first thing we did was create a toxin-free home with the products we put on our body and in our bodies, because all of those things, yeah, many of them, studies come out that they're triggering cancer. And so you just want to make sure that you're doing everything you can so it doesn't come back, because I don't know about you, but I only want to go through that one time. That's good for me. Okay, so those are all my tips. I'm going to come back for the next part 2 and what's next after diagnosis, after your first diagnosis and starting treatment. Please share this with anyone that you know that is about to go through cancer. And I really appreciate all of your support, and I just want to help people as much as I can. All right, thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.